What is up, YouTube? Good morning. I'm Paulie, and this is Paulie's Power Hour. Today's going to be a really good day, because we're going to the junkyard. So grab your coffee and come along for the ride. Alright, so like I said, we're going to the junkyard. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, if you're not really a car person and you're watching this, why would you want to go to the junkyard? Well, all my vehicles are older and manufacturers aren't really making new parts. You can get the big things: brakes, alternators, starters, crap like that. There are some companies out there that will refurbish older parts, but for me, I just like to go because it's a convenience thing. It's 2018. You can go on any scrapyard's website and look up by make and model, and they'll usually have a good inventory of what's in there. So what I'm looking for today, I'm looking for this, the fuel data center out of the Caddy. It's intermittent. It comes on whenever it wants to. It goes off whenever it wants to, and I won't have it. So I'm going to go and replace it. While we're there, I'm going to look for a power window regulator for the truck, the passenger side. The gear's kind of stripped, so every now and again you have to help it up. I don't like that. So if I can find one in the yard for less than $30, cool, I'll do it. So yeah, now we're going to go out. I'll open up the garage door here and I'll show you what we're bringing to the yard, give you a good idea of, a travel box maybe to set up for the yard, and what to bring, and we'll go from there. So let's go outside. When you go to the junkyard, a lot of those places are pull your own parts, and more importantly, bring your own tools. So I'm going to show you what I bring. Most times, what I bring. If I'm going after something a little different, then maybe I'll throw a pickle fork or something in there. Who knows? So, without further ado, here's my stuff. Your basic socket set. This has quarter drive, 3/8, standard metric, a couple of good extensions. Always a good thing to have. It's a breaker bar. You don't want to snap your ratchet. This has, storage for whatever, okay? Bug spray. Junkyards are big open areas. They might have a puddle or standing water, and you want to keep those mosquitoes away. Sunscreen goes without saying. You're going to be working outside. It gets hot. You're going to be in the sun. You're not going to be undercover unless you bring your own 10-foot tent or something like that, and that's just a little ridiculous. Wear sunscreen. A torch, or as I like to call this, the man lighter. This is to get off stubborn parts if I'm going after exhaust manifolds or exhaust pieces, anything like that. Good crowbar, just always good to have. WD-40 Rust Release Penetrant Spray. No, they are not paying me, but I will always endorse this stuff. It is great. Oh my goodness, it is great. Combined with a little heat from the torch, this stuff works wonders. You can get just about anything off with it. A hammer, goes without saying. Vice grip pliers, goes without saying. You get the idea. Crescent wrench. Always a good thing to have. I have 3 of them in here. And the rest is wrenches, metric, and standard. The next part, screwdrivers of all sorts. Where is it? Here it is. A good nut driver. It's worth its weight in gold, as far as I'm concerned. Especially when you're doing interior parts. You put a little socket on the end, get parts off there. I usually travel with a good flashlight and a good pair of gloves. You never know what you're going to come across. And I do like to use this tackle style box here, just for the fact that it's got these little compartments. When you go to the junkyard, take your hardware with you. If you're taking this stuff apart, they're charging you for the part. Take the hardware, because you never know if you're going to need it. Now, if you booger it up, if you round out a bolt, you got to hammer it, cut it off, whatever, then do that. But look, I got tons of OE hardware now. That's in perfectly good shape if I need to reuse it. Now, like I said, if I need to bring like a pickle fork, or if I'm going after a body panel or something like that, I'll bring a Sawzall or a hacksaw. You could always throw a hacksaw in here. It's always a good thing to have. So these are just some of the things that I recommend we bring. For today, we're going after interior parts. So is the torch overkill? Yeah. Is the crowbar overkill? Probably. Am I going to need it? I hope not. But still, it's something I always have in the truck. So we're going to load the truck up. Alright, well, here we go in the truck. Going to the yard. It's a bit of a long trip. That's alright though. Here we are at the yard. As you can see, it's heaven. It's a playground, if you will. Check this out. It's a early 80s Camaro. Of course, there is a moat surrounding it, so there's been some junkyard ingenuity to build a bridge, so to speak. Obviously, there's nothing in this car that I can use. Mine's a 92 anyway, so. But check this out. V8, probably a 305. It was carbureted. There's no way of knowing unless you look for the van or you pull the head off, or you read the engine number, if you can find it back there. But yeah, this is just one of those interesting little finds. And here we are. We arrive at the Cadillac. Row 230. As you can see, there's the front of the yard all the way up there. As is usually the case when I look for something in the yard, is it's the farthest possible way away it could be. Ooh, look at this. This is in good shape, and I need one of these. So what I like to do is I like to give the car a walk around. Now, granted, I don't really need any body parts, but I do need this thing. It goes back here where the tail light is, like the reflectors are. Mine's all cracked, but this can be body worked and painted to match. It'll look nice. Alright, let's see what else we got here. The fuel door, doesn't stay closed. These reflectors, whatever. Drum brakes. Look at this classy vinyl roof. Someone's honestly been in here taking a bunch of stuff. If you can get these things, get them. They always go bad. But yes, 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 yes. Check this out. The dash is intact. Outstanding. Outstanding. Both of the things I need are still here. Now, here's the fun part. Getting this stuff out of here. Ooh, these are in good shape. That's that. $19.91. A little more junkyard ingenuity, using the grill to hold it up. It's 4.9, just like mine. I guess Now I know if I need parts to not come here, because this thing has been torn apart already. Although I might come and pluck the motor one day. Motors are inexpensive here usually, for a full one at least. Oh, someone's taking the alternator. So, alright, here are the tools, here's the car, here's me. Let's get to work. Just like anything else you do, you want to assess your job, okay? I popped this piece off here. Okay, this is kind of tabs in there. 2 screws here. This came out. I obviously can't use this. Different color. The interior of my car is tan. And you got to remember too that this is a Caddy. They're classy, so all your screws are going to be hidden, like up here and up here. You know, 2 screws down here. So, yeah, here we go. Like I say, keep your hardware. Having an extra set of hands at the yard is handy, but other times you can get stuff yourself. Oh, look at that. This is in really good shape still. And it will be coming with us. Okay. Well, now that we're here, that's what we came for. We came for this. And we came for this. So, nut driver. Most of these cars in the 80s, the fasteners were like 7mm hex heads. Other times they were... Oop, uh-oh. Oh. Good thing I got plenty of those. Head, push in on the connector, you pry back on this little guy just a little bit, prick, there we go, and just wiggle pull, and the connector comes off. Now, looking at the pins in here, see what I can see here, and taking a whiff to see if anything's burned, any kind of burned electronics. Made in Kokomo, Indiana. Delco Electronics. Wow. Cool. There's one. And here's what we really came for. Hopefully this one works. Well, look what else I found. I found me a pickup truck. Looks a lot like mine. What do I need out of here? I need a power window regulator. So let's go ahead and set this up. The inside of this truck smells like cologne. That disconnected. Huh? Hey! Now, as often is the case, obviously we're at the back of the yard now, so here you go. Tools are all packed up. My tools are accounted for. Parts are in the barrel. Now we begin the long trek back to the front of the yard. Well, that was a pretty successful day. Got a bunch of parts and I got out of there for right around $90. So when we get back to the house, I'm going to get on the internet, open up a couple catalogs, and we're going to do a price check, a price match, and see how much I saved, if I saved anything. So yeah, here we go. Hold on for the ride. Alright, so now we're back at the house. It's a nice drive. It's a little chilly. I got the door closed, ran the heater in the garage, and I've got a cup of coffee. So, let's talk about what we did today. We went to the scrap yard, and we got some parts. Let's see what I spent. I spent $92.60. Okay. I got the info display, heater control, the window regulator for the truck. I got 2 hinges off that Cadillac. Let's see. Trim interior. $299, $299. So, okay, what I went in there for was the fuel data center. It's this guy, right? Cool. I paid $8.99. Pulling it up on the internets here. The cheapest you can find. Now I'll pull it around here. The cheapest you can find is $79 for the fuel control, or the not fuel control, but the fuel data center. The most expensive one was where's that? Right there, $199. Okay. Is it a gamble whether or not it works? Yes. Is it a gamble whether or not any of these will work? Yes. They all say pre-owned, pre-owned, pre-owned. This one says refurbished for $95. And there should be some sort of free returns, 53 sold. So if I'm ever in a bind and I need one, maybe this is the way to go, refurbished. But I'm trying to kind of do this on the cheap. Let's go to... Oh, hold on. Alright, the interior trim. All that trim that I got. Here's a listing for $59.95. And this is just the big piece. This isn't counting the two little pieces. So $59.95 for that. Cool. And let's do... electronic. Climate control. So the ECC, 75, 124, $80. Okay. So, as you can see, I didn't do too bad on parts. If I bought just the fuel control, I would have spent more for the... I keep saying fuel control, I don't know why. But if I'd have bought the fuel data center, I'd have spent more on one thing than what I got for everything on this list. Oh, there we go. So, the heater control was $19.99, by the way. And so $124, not bad. The... where's that? Window regulator was $29.99. $29.99. Here's an LMC truck catalog for my truck. Power window components down here, so I'm not blowing sunshine. I'm telling you the truth here. All right, regulator, left hand, right hand. Here we are. Regulator, right hand power, Chevy GMC 82 to 87. Mine's an 85, so it's right in that sweet spot. $59.95. That's not a motor. I might plug that motor in and that motor might work. Am I going to change it out still? Yeah. Why not? So yes, I think it was a pretty darn good day. As always, op check, operationally check everything that you've bought. Make sure it works. So, you know what? Let's go do that now. Let's go see if these electronics parts that I got, because they have a guarantee on them. If they don't work, then I'll be able to take them back. So, yeah. Let's go out to the caddy. Alright, now usually when you go to the junkyard, they'll mark their parts. So this particular yard marks everything with a blue stripe. So as you can see, I plugged this one in. This is the electronic climate control. Stay in there. Don't move. Stay. Here's the fuel data center. The blue line, as you can see. Alright, now, the old one, the fuel data center, would not come on at all. The old electronic climate control would come on eventually. It would sit there for a little bit. And just so you see that there's no Hollywood trickery, this is the original electronic climate control. And I even brought the original fuel data center out here, all disassembled. Alright, so let's put the key in and see what happens. So look at that. It works. That's what I came here for. Now unfortunately, this one doesn't work. And the defrosters are on by default. I gotta read the factory service manual. I'm pretty sure that's an indication that this part has failed, if it defaults to the defrosters coming on auto fan. So just for giggles, there's the key. Let's plug the original one in and see if it works. So it kind of sucks. Like I said, it's a gamble whether or not you get parts that work. But sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just gotta know when to fold them, know when to hold them, you know what I mean? Spin this that way. Go back in your hole. No big deal, I got a warranty on it. I'll take it back. Oh, it came on. I'll be darned. So as you can see, it's on. And the defrosters are not running right now. Cool. Does this work? Let's find out. It's the outside temperature. 53 degrees. Yikes. Let's turn the defrosters on. Ooh, you hear that? There we go. We got defrosters. Cool. So, I guess this works. Still have to troubleshoot the fuel pump with this. But the important thing is this is on. This is on. I can put the interior back together. That's what's important right now. So there you go, folks. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. No big deal. Got a warranty. I'm not too upset about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this trip to the yard and around and whatnot. And if you like what you see, subscribe, push that like button, and come on back and see us here in the garage. See you guys soon.